All right, I want to do this one because I think it's going to be slightly different than like what we did with the fighter. Fighter was push-pull leg split with a couch to 5K, an 8-week program spread among 12 weeks, which would be in there. No, I don't like lunges. I did bodyweight lunges today. And so Rangers, let's talk about goals. Like we did with the fighter, we need to do a needs analysis, right? So let's talk about that. You guys see me still? Cool. Goals for the Ranger. They need to be strong, but not overly strong. We'll say moderately. They definitely need to have endurance, right? And they need to have, that's really about it. I mean, they have some magic, but you're not going to work out for that. But they need to have a moderate level of strength and a good amount of endurance. They don't need to be like overly quick. They are a little bit, but not like a rogue, and probably not as nimble or athletic as like a fighter. So we only really need to focus on strength and endurance. And they don't need to be overly strong either. So with that, we'll do like a moderate strength training with some good endurance training. Sorry, I'm going through your messages, hon. Boom. Yeah, you can flex on your mates with lunges, explosivity, nice. And then plus you want to dunk, so you need to do a lot of like weighted explosive movements. And need like Olympic lifts maybe too. Cool. So we're doing a Ranger. Let's say we're going to do a 5-day split. Excuse me. We'll do Monday. I fucked it up last time. I didn't have enough room. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Is that going to give you enough room? So with the Ranger, focusing on strength and endurance, I want to prioritize cardio over strength. So Pickles, you asked me what's more important, cardio or strength, and I said, you almost sent me a bigger board. I could use a bigger board, and I actually want to add it to the wall, like actually secure it. You asked me what's more important, cardio or strength. For a Ranger today, it's cardio. I'd say it's probably cardio is more important for most people because they tend to shy away from it. You're only 5'11"? I think that's higher than average. Taller than average. Oh yeah, only 5'11" in dunking. I said that's pretty impressive. Yes. Yeah, I would say cardio with a weighted vest is good. Ranger vibes. You know, you're kind of like wearing a pack. Excuse me. I was gonna say a ruck, but doing like a weighted ruck or marching, rucking, walking is great. We're not gonna do that because I want this to be more like beginner level. And so what we'll do here is, I'm not gonna write it all out, but our cardio days. Whoops. Yeah, well, let's make it neat. Our cardio is going to be some kind of 10K training. If you want, you can do a couch to 5K and then transition that to a 10K. If you're just starting off, I would recommend with the couch to 5K, which is also in this book. And then since Rangers need to have more cardio and more endurance, you can transition that to a 10K. You can actually do a couch to 10K training program. I think those are like 16-week programs. But you would run 3 days a week, and you would do strength training 2 days a week. So let's talk about what that looks like. So with a 2-day split, we're gonna do upper lower. Upper lower, very simple, very easy to do. Upper, lower. I like upper lower. You can make an argument for 2 total body days because they need to be more fit and athletic. But I like doing upper lowers. And again, I want this to be more like a first level Ranger. is a first level ranger. So we'll start off with a couch to 5K, which I just erased. And then transition that into a 10K training program. And then that will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Upper, lower, which we can very much mirror what we're doing in here. As I think week 8 or level 8 is the first level where we do a upper lower split. Let's find out. Yeah, because weeks 5, 6, levels 5, 6, and 7 are push pull legs. And so we'll do upper lower, and we can actually go back to week 1 and figure out what we did. And this is assuming you have access to a gym. Who is talking? Seven days a week at 45 minutes. That sounds like you're doing 75 hard. What are you talking about, Bird? Somebody dip out. So upper lower. Let's talk about what we did 2 weeks ago to start us off, and we'll do days 1 and 2 for the upper and lower split. So we'll do bench press, and then bent over row. Yeah. For this, you can do dumbbell or barbell. If we're just starting off, let's do dumbbell. You can also use dumbbell bench, but I prefer barbell. And then we could do incline fly. We'll do incline bench. We'll do dumbbell, obviously. You can do barbell incline bench, but that is slightly more progress, I mean. And again, we're first level here. And then we will do bis and tris. So skull crushers with curls. Some of my favorite. And then we will do crunches and planks. Do you see that? Is that legible? Yeah, dumbbell bench is fun. It's totally fine. I prefer barbell just because it allows me to add, focus more on the strength. But dumbbell's good if you have either a tricky shoulder and you want to be like in a more neutral grip position to save your shoulder. Or if you want to have like a little bit of a bigger range of motion. Couch to 5K to 10K. That's our cardio. And then, as always, everything that we're going to do 3 by 10, with the exception being planks at 30 seconds. Everything else will be 3 by 10. There. Cool. How does that sound? That eraser is. Thank you, Pickles. Next, lower body. And like we did 2 weeks ago, we'll do squat. We'll do RDLs, Han's favorite, barbell. We'll do barbell squat as well. And then we can do seated leg extension, legged curls, but with us trying to be somewhat more functional, I would rather do like a step up with dumbbells. Because if you're a ranger, think about you're traversing elevated terrain, so you're going to want to step up. And then calves, because why not? 3 by 10. We'll do standing. And then for core, we'll do what we did today. Russian twists. And then leg raises. Oops. And again, these are going to be supersetted there. And so this is a quick and easy first level cardio, first level ranger. And everything's going to be 3 by 10. I like 3 by 10 because it is a good happy medium. It's a sweet spot for most people. Strength gains as well as muscle gains, and risk of injury is very, very minimal. Planks. Hey, we did planks yesterday, Picklefoot. You saw they weren't that awful. Wow. You said, Han, you could do more dumbbell than you could barbell bench. That is significant. Are you as someone who hasn't played D&D yet, each week are you building a specific workout plan for each character? That character you'd be meaning class, Picklefoot. But kind of. So I wanted to do it just because I think this is like just a good thought experiment, and you could arguably make a more thematic workout that is much more ranger-esque, where, like Han said, you can kind of put on a weighted vest or a weighted backpack, throw some D&D books in a pack, and go like walking out in the woods and stuff like that, and do more functional total body training. But I wanted something that is like realistic for pretty much everybody. So this is, again, first level ranger, upper lower split, and then your cardio is going to be a couch to 5K, transitioning to a 10K because rangers are more cardio based. And the contrast to this compared to the fighter is we did a 3-day gym split, push pull legs, and 2 days cardio, only doing a couch to 5K. And so you can kind of see how one focuses on cardio over strength and the other one's the opposite side of that coin. Both will improve cardio and strength. And so I wanted to do this as like a nice thought experiment and like a lecture, and maybe kind of motivate somebody to do this because they're doing their Aragorn build.